Hey everyone, so just like most things the government does, our welfare system has some very negative unintended consequences. One of these is known as the welfare cliff. In essence, it refers to an amount of income that welfare recipients do not want to go above. In other words, it would not be in a welfare recipient's best interest to receive a pay raise that puts them above a certain threshold of income. Basically, if they receive too large of a raise, the amount of money they lose in regards to welfare or entitlements will be much larger than the increase in pay they receive, and they therefore would be financially worse off if they received a promotion and a pay raise. So it actually becomes in the interest of the welfare recipient to stay at a lower position or to stay at a lower paying job. Now let me give you a real-life example, although keep in mind that the specific numbers would change depending on what city or state you're in, but the consequences remain the same. So let's say you make $30,000 a year. Now that's a pretty low-paying job. Not impossible to live off of, but there is a lot of room for growth in your income there. So the government comes in and says, hey, since you only make $30,000 a year, I can give you a whole boatload of money, entitlements, and government services with no charge to you. I mean, all your neighbors are forced to pay, but you'll never see a bill. And they offer up to $39,000 worth of these services and welfare payments. So that is a net total of $69,000 a year this person would be making, even with just a $30,000 a year salary. So it's that plus the $39,000 in government benefits they receive, which totals the $69,000. Now let's say their employer comes to them and says, hey, you've been doing a great job. I want to promote you and give you a pay raise to the tune of $15,000 a year, which would have you making $45,000 a year from your employment. Sounds pretty awesome, right? But wait a minute, what happens to that $39,000 a year you received from the government? Well, that plummets to about $2,000 a year. And with the taxes you'll be paying, you'll be making equivalent to a total of about $43,000 a year. So do you see what happened there? Because this person took a pay raise of $15,000 a year, they actually end up losing out on about $24,000 a year. This is known as the welfare cliff. Once people begin to do well for themselves in terms of employment, career advancement, and professional development, because of the system our wise government overlords have come up with, someone who begins to do well for themselves actually begins to suffer while they climb higher in salary. It is not until they surpass a $69,000 a year salary that they will finally be making more money than what they were making when they were only being paid $30,000 a year. So this keeps people trapped. People have immediate needs and they are looking out for their own self-interest. That is completely natural. So there is a huge incentive here for people to not only remain at a low-paying job, but it would actively hurt them financially if they took a higher-paying job. And what does a higher-paying job usually entail? Usually it means you are responsible for a lot more, you are involved in a lot more things at your place of employment, it's a lot more stressful, and it requires more time and dedication. Who would take on more responsibilities while taking a pay cut? Not many people would. And what employer would even offer a deal like that? Do more for me, but I'm going to pay you less. I doubt that would happen very often. But as with most things, government makes almost impossibly stupid scenarios occur with great ease. Thanks, and that's all.